What's going on, everyone? So today I'm gonna show you how I made this super simple sign up form with just HTML and CSS. So zero JavaScript, and I'm gonna show you really quick. If I just hover over it, got this simple animation, nothing crazy at all. And then simply if I hover over the button, and then you type in a password, it goes with the actual hidden, so you can't actually see this. And if this is your first time on my channel, I'm essentially documenting myself learning how to code, and I'm just showcasing what I'm learning and what I'm doing. So if any time in this video you notice that I made a mistake or a better way that I could code what I'm showcasing you, definitely let me know in the comments below. And aside from that, let's get into it and let me show you how I built this myself. All right, so first off, you have to have your code editor. So I'm using VS Code over here. I've already created a folder. So now I just have to add the index.html. And note, we're just doing regular CSS. I'm not going to use Sass or any sort of alternative to make it easier. This is just going to be literal, super basic for people just getting started like myself. All right, so here we got the index.html. And let's create the CSS file right here. So style.css. Boom. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and shift one. So exclamation, hit the tab button. There we go. And now let's change the title to, let's just do sign up form. And let me link the actual enter here. And let's link the style.css. So let's go style.css right there. Save that. And let me actually go and open this with a live so that I can tell and see if this is actually working. So let me just make sure. Let me go to the body. You don't have to copy this really quick. I just want to make sure that everything is good. So go here and I'm right clicking. I'm using open with live server. So if you do not have this, go actually over to this button right here, extensions, and type in live server and download that. So live server, see if it pops up. Should be, yeah, this is the one I got right here. I'm pretty sure if you've watched a couple of tutorials, you probably have this, but in case you don't know and you're literally just getting started, it's pretty much saves it as you go, so you don't have to constantly refresh your page. So I'm gonna open a live server, and here we go. All right, so now you see that it's currently there. So if I were to go like yo, boom, you can see it pop up right there. Okay, so now first thing we're going to do is make sure that we are creating the actual form. So let's go ahead and go. I'm going to type in form, and then I'm going to press tab. So this automatically makes a form. So in terms of the action doesn't really matter for this example because it's just for design wise. I'm going to add the class. I'm just going to put form. Go right there. And now we're going to go within this form. And now I'm going to add an image, because if you didn't notice, the actual design, there's like this slight like honeycomb background, and that's an image that I put it on the background. So let's go here, and I'll show you where I got the image later, but for now let's just go ahead and I'm just gonna make this a simple div, and it's gonna be empty. So in order to do this, press the period or dot, and then let's just go ahead, image dash overlay. I'm just naming this for this example like that, and just leave it empty. You're fine with there. Now press enter under this, and now I'm going to create the actual icon. So this is the little X right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go right there and just type in dot icon. So now we have the icon created, and I actually have the font awesome is what I use. So basically it's just so let me actually go ahead and type this out for you. So it's I class equals FAS FA dash times, and then quotes around that, close it off, and then I should finish closing off tag. But if you did it, make sure it's self-closing. So the I close tag right there, and then let me actually drag it off so you can see a little better, just like that. And notice when I hit save, nothing popped up, is because I don't have font awesome, the actual kit installed here. So they actually have a updated to their site, so you actually have to make an account. So for the sake of it, if you want to save time, you can just watch what I do, but I already have the actual script here. So let me copy this down, and let me just add this to my file. I believe you can type in font awesome CDN2 But if I go back to my form, you can see I have this X right here. And all I did was just type in like close or X and see like this one right here, just times. And then I basically got the code, which I copied here, which I already have typed here. So if you already know this, good. But in this case, the icon isn't that big of a deal. You could always find that later. But in terms of the actual designing part, I guess that's more of the focus we should do for this. So in case we have the icon right there, and if you can't get font awesome working, just literally just put like a p tag or a literal X, like type of actual X, and you should be fine with that. And now let's go ahead and do the H1. I'm gonna hit tab here, or we could actually do the brackets like this. And then if I type in like join our community of developers from all over the world, and I hit tab, it automatically fills up just like that. And then boom, there we go. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and create another div, and this is gonna be the actual one for the inputs. So let's go ahead and press dot inputs, tab it open, and then hit enter. And now let's create the first label. So this is the actual email part. So label right here, just put email, and then email. And then let me go, before I save this, let me go type in the input. So press enter, type on inputs, and this type is going to be email. And then we're gonna create the actual placeholder. Let's go here, and that's gonna say email. So if I actually hit save, you'll see that this placeholder is actually like the inside of the box input form right there. And then let's do a ID. Actually, let me do email. All right, so now we are in this one right here. So now let's go ahead and copy the actual inputs div 2 more times. So make sure you select the top, and if you don't have highlighted, you can see the bottom right there. So select all this, boom, boom. And now let's change this to password. Let me actually copy this here. Boom, type password. And the thing is, when you do this, the type, because if you saw earlier when I actually typed it, like it shows a hidden, is because I have it set as the password. And then password for placeholder, and ID is password as well. And save. And now we have the second password. Now I have to do it. Actually, let me copy this password and delete this second input right here and just copy that, because all I'm going to do is just add literally actually put confirm password here. So confirm password, types password, placeholder, confirm password, and then ID is going to be password 2, and it should be for password 2. All right, save it. Now we have it like this. So we got the email, we got the password, and now we got the confirm password. All right, so now after this, we're at the bottom of this div. Let's add another input, and there's gonna be a submit. So type submit. So I click there, you can see it's a button now. And then let me add actually a class equals button. And I want to change the value, just says sign up, so that it changes the words. And there we go. All right, and the last thing we're gonna do is add just a simple text at the bottom. So just already have and count, boom. All right, so as far as the HTML, we're pretty much set. And this is the way I did it for this example. If you have any alternative methods, ways to write this better or more concise, or just different ways, definitely comment down below. Share a code pen or any sort of way I can look at code, and I'll definitely check it out. And now let's go and check out the actually, one more thing I forgot was the fonts, but we can actually do that in a second. Let me go to actual style CSS first and edit this. So first thing, I'm sure if you watch a bunch of tutorials, first thing they do is always the margin 0, padding 0. So you watch if I do this, boom, everything gets close up to the corner, and then we got the box sizing border box. All right, so now that's done. let's go target the body. And the font family is actually, the one I'm targeting is the Varela round, and then sans serif. Now we don't actually have this font yet, so we have to go to Google Fonts and get this. So let's go to Google Fonts really quickly, and let me get this really quick. So just type in Google Fonts on Google. I'm sure if you've done this before, you probably know. And then I'll just type in VARELA, and I want the one that says round. And they updated the way it looks, so you know the previous way it was much different. So I just click select style here, and then literally go to embed, and just take this link. So there's multiple ways you can take it, import it, but this is the easiest for me. Just boom, copy this link, go back to your index HTML, let's go under the font awesome script, boom, copy this in, save it, and note this is in your head tag in case someone's first time. And technically you could have just copied this right here, but that's the exact same thing I typed there. And then let's go ahead and let's make the background color right there. Let's change that to 151630. Now you can't see the text, but that's fine because we're gonna change that in just a second. So now let's actually target the this entire form. So I have a class form on there. So let's go form, and now let's see. Let's go ahead and do background image, and I want to do linear gradients, and I want to target 1391FF as the first color, and then hashtag 0145FF, and then boom. Now we got that cool little gradient that we had in the original one. Now it looks a little different because I didn't it's not wide now and whatnot, but let's go ahead and add some width. So let's do 400 pixels here, and then let's do a height of 600 pixels. Now apparently if your screen is different size, you might have a different way, but you can play around with these widths to make it fit yours. And let me add position absolute, and then go under here and let's change this positioning from top 50%, and then let's go left 50%. And normally in the actual like if I full screen this, you'll see it, but actually let me go ahead and now let's do transform translate, and I want to bring this up -50 and -50 here. Boom. Alright, so now it's centered on my page. Now if you know an alternative way to make this easier, we'd love to hear it, but so far this is getting me this result right there. And then let's go ahead and don't want that caps, let's do text align center, boom. All right, and then let's go with the border radius, and I'm gonna do a 16 pixels or 2 rand, whatever, float your boat, like this. And then let's go ahead with the padding. I'm gonna do 120 pixels with 50 pixels. All right, so that pretty much brought everything down. And then last thing, I'm gonna add a little box shadow. It's super subtle, but I just want to do it because why not? And then let's do let's see, 0000, literally just black. And I think I changed the opacity on mine, so I just drag it down like that. It'd be fine. There we go. Can't really tell too much right now, but it's there. If you don't want the box shadow, you don't have to have it. And now let's actually add the image. So the image was this empty div right here, right there. So I'm basically gonna target that class image overlay. Actually, I need to add the before so that it actually shows up. And then content, you have to have content, leave it blank. And then we have to target the actual background image. So here, I have this linked, and let me copy this link really quick. You could just straight copy this link. I just type this in onto your text editor, and it'll probably show up the same thing. But if you're wondering how did I even show this on my thing, is I just went to pixabay.com, which is a picture site. I just went in the image and just right clicked it and clicked copy image address, and I got this link. But if you have any other pictures, you can keep it there, or you could just straight up ignore this entire thing. But I'm just showing you how I did it. And let me do position absolutes, and you still can't see it yet. And let's do left 0, top 0. And then last thing, let's do opacity of 0.8. And then let's add a actual width of 400 pixel, height of 600, so it matches the actual size of this right there. And guess what? Now you can literally see like the part around it. So now I'm just gonna copy the last parts with the border radius so that these little corners aren't sticking out, 16 pixels. And then let me make sure everything's visible. So I put a Z index and it made the text go up, but we'll see here. So it's hard to tell right now because the text is kind of dark, but that's what I have so far. And I'm gonna target the actual icon. So this little div right there, which is this tiny little X. So let's go icon here. And the way I got this to go to the top right was I went with position. Let's go here, absolutes. And now I want to move this up. So let's go top 20 pixels. And then let's move it to the right. And that's 20 pixels from the right. And now you can see it's right there. Boom. So top right there. And then let's color this thing. Let's do RGB. Let's see, RGB A colon, or parentheses, my bad, 255, 255, 255, and then let's just do 0.5. And it's a slight gray, and I'm just messing around with colors there. And then let's just change the cursor to pointer, which basically, if you hover it, got the little hand right there. All right, so now we've got the icon going. Now let's go and mess with the actual form. So let's target the form H1, which is this thing right here, joiner community developers, aka this thing right here. So that's form, and I'm going into the form. So I could put a class on it, but since this project is so small, it's not really necessary. And let's change this color to white. So where's my mouse right here? White, save that there. And then let's go and actually change the font size. So font size, I want this to be 1 rem. Not caps, but yeah, like this. That's a lot much better. Then we're gonna text align this, and let's do to the left. And then I'm gonna add a margin. Let's go with margin bottom. I'm gonna add a 3 rem. Boom. All right, cool. All right, so now I'm gonna go down here and let's mess with the inputs. So this is what we put on the each one of these divs right here. And this for the pretty much basically every single email password, confirm password. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna display flex this one, and then let's do. So I hit save and like this. And I want the flex direction. Let's do column. So now they're like that. And then let's go ahead and justify content. Let's make sure everything's centered there. Looks fine. And then line items. We have flex start. So now it's basically all the way to the left. And then let's make sure the color is white there. And then margin bottom is going to be 1.5 rem. Font size is going to be 0.7 rem. So if you don't know what rem is, basically default 1 rem is equal to 16 pixels. And then you can go at the top of your body and change the font size to 62.5%. But if you were to do that, then that means any rem you did, like 1 would be 10 and then 1.6 would be 16. But for now, this is just, think of 1 rem as 16 pixels for now. So this is like a little under 16 pixels. And then I'm gonna add a border bottom. And let's do 1 pixel solid. And let's do RGB 231, 231, 231, and then 0.8. All right, so now we have it looking like this. Looks kind of weird right now, but don't worry, we're gonna fix this up. And let's go ahead and target each of these individually right now. So this is the way I did mine. So I have ID of the actual inputs here, and then I got the labels as well. So in order to target the label, not the label, but the actual placeholder, there's another thing you have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with email, comma, and I'm gonna target email placeholder. And I want the width to be 100% because right now it's not. And then I want the border to be none. And then I want the actual background to be none as well. Boom, now it's disappeared. And now let's target the outline too, make sure the outline's not there. And then let's go ahead and change the color. So RGBA 255, 255, 255, 0.5. This, and then let's color, or not color, let's do margin top, and I'm gonna do 0.5. So now you can see the little gap right there. And then let's go ahead and do font size 0.8, and then padding bottom 0.5. So check this out. All right, so now it looks like this. So pretty much we can copy and paste this. If there's a better way to refactor this and make it where it's just one, let me know. But for the sake of this, how I'm doing right now, I'm just gonna change this to password and then password 2. So basically this is gonna be password and then password 2. Oh no, password. This is gonna say password. No, I don't want to see the MDN. This is gonna say password 2. All right. Now something's not right. So what happened here? Oh, password 2. There we go. And I can also edit these two since I did it individually. So if I wanted the actual font size to be bigger, I could do it like that. But for this sake, I'm just gonna keep it like this. And then one thing, we didn't have the actual hover effect. So let's go back to inputs and do inputs hover. And let's change the actual border bottom. And this is what you're gonna see that pops up. So 3 pixels solid, RGBA. Well, I mean, we could technically just do white, so FFF. Here we go. And then transition. So I don't want it to be like instantly, but 0.2. Let's just do ease and out. So now, boom, just like that. So now we're almost done. Now we got to add the button. So let's edit this button right here. So button is basically, I didn't put any class on it, so it's just straight up a, it's literally a button. So let's go ahead and target, actually I did put a class, my bad. What am I saying? Class button, so button right here. And no classes are with dots. So I'm assuming people watching this already know this, but if you don't, definitely look at some more tutorials on how to do like classes, IDs and whatnot. But for this sake, I'm just gonna assume people already know basics. So width, full width right there. Background, let's make it background is white, which is already white, but you'll see in a second why I'm doing this. And then none, so now none. And then we're gonna have border radius. Where's it at? And let's do let's see here, probably I want it to be rounded, so you can't see it. Oh, I messed up the R yet. There we go, now you can see it. Circular like this. And let's do padding. I'm gonna do 14 pixels top bottom, left right. There we go. And then let's go with font size 0.9 rem, a little bigger. Okay, now we got a margin bottom, and I'm gonna do 1.5 rem. That's so that the bottom, there you go, little text underneath moved away. And then let's see, font weight 500. Let's see, text transform, I want this to be uppercase. So I could have just typed it cast, but this makes my life so much easier doing it like this. And then color, let's do I think this is the same as the one above. So 014, and then it's 5FF. Yeah. So this is the same as the color with the linear gradient up top right there. Okay, and then let's see, let's add a outline. And the reason is when I click it, you see that little tiny blue nonsense right there? I want to get rid of that, the focus part. So now it's gone. All right, perfect. So now let's do the button hover effects. And that's just basically when you hover over it. And pretty much most of it's the same. So let me actually add cursor pointer here. Let me copy this. The only difference is that the actual border is now going to be 2 pixels solid white, and then the actual, where is it at? The color is going to be white as well. So this is going to be white, the text. So go FF, and then the background, where is the background? This should be transparent. So now if I did this right, like this. So the only difference is the transition. I didn't add that, so let me just add transition. That's going to be 0.3s ease in out. So ooh, now we got it like this. And I mean, you can decrease the seconds and whatnot, but that's pretty basic. And last but not least, we got the last text here. I just put P. I mean, you can probably put a span tag too. And let's do RGB A 255, 255. 255 and 0.5. So I already have it saved there. Semicolon, and then let's just do font size 0.8 rem. Boom. Okay, so now let's check out the actual original. It looks basically identical. I don't know why it doesn't look, maybe because I have my thing zoomed out, but it's basically the same exact thing with the little hover effect right here, clicking like this, and just super basic. So there's no JavaScript implemented. This is super simple. So this is pretty much how I created this. So definitely let me know in the comments below any alternative ways to write this code. Also, if you want me to like copy this in a code pen or something where you can get the files, let me know. And definitely let me know any tips, tricks that you know. And aside from that, if you enjoyed this tutorial and want to follow me along my coding journey, definitely go down below and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.